Okay, good evening. Hello, detoxers. Welcome to Thursday Night Live. It is the 24th day of detox. And as someone stated in the comments, bittersweet. Bittersweet. I'm making plans, though, to keep the year going with some in-person things, some really exciting events, and even a retreat. I'm working hard on those. So I need y'all to stick with me. Stick with me. We have 47 in. I'm going to try to give it a few more minutes. But in the meantime, let's handle the business. I want to thank for a Cash App of, let's see, where did I start out? Right here. Thank you, Whitney Sanders, for your donation to So Detox. It's much appreciated. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much, Rochelle. Thank you, Vanessa. Cam, thank you. Crystal Green, thank you. Thank you for my dinner without you, I guess. I guess that's the bonus of that blessing that you sent. Thank you so very much. I appreciate all of your giving and all of your faith in me, and deeming me your mental health coach. Someone put up in the chat for me, my mental health coach. You don't have to put a name, just tag it, my mental health coach. And I want to give a shout out to all of those who are helping us on YouTube. My God, and my God. I want to thank you to Edith Sylvia. Thank you for your comment. It helps. You're going to hear how much you guys have helped. Renee Holly. I want to thank you to Ashley Otero, Robert Taylor, Betty Humphrey, And these are all people that have been on in the last 24 hours. Some more of Ashley, some more of Edith, and Sharon W. Thank you very much, Sharon W, for going on all within the last 24 hours. Before that, Anya was back from her vacation in Hawaii for her birthday, celebrating Anya's birthday. And she is catching up. So she was on there doing her check-ins and making her responses and having her real-time comments to the training videos. So thank you guys very, 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 very much. I so appreciate it. I had shared the other night that we needed to reach a certain goal to hit another level with YouTube. And this would have been level 2 for me. 8 years, I should be higher, but I didn't put in the work. And that's honestly about it. I don't regret it, but I wish I could have done it better. But I truly believe that I gave all the time that I had. So we're making up for lost time. God is a redeemer of time, and he's using the people of God to bless. And I had mentioned how we needed a total of 3,000 public view hours. I needed 3,000 hours public view time. And the other night, I think we needed 57 people. Yep, 57 people. I think last night we needed, not people, 57 hours. And then last night, I think we were maybe needing 40 hours, maybe. Well, today we have hit it. I got an email from YouTube today that we have hit the 3,000 watch hours. We are actually over it. So give yourself some honor, some praise, some thanks. Hard work is paying off. Right? More than this muscle. It's this muscle for us guys, right? Heart and head muscle. We did it. Now, what is all involved in that? I don't know, but I'm certainly going to find out. I looked up a few things, and it's like some super commenters. Pretty soon I'll better do ads where just for going on an ad, so Detox could get money from it. You don't even have to purchase anything. So it's going to do a lot of things to benefit the business. The main thing we want to do is let YouTube be our evangelists. Besides you guys who are the best referrals for what I do here, we want YouTube to be our evangelist. So the more comments, the more likes, the more replays, the more shares that we do, the more YouTube will say, oh, well, there's an audience for this. People like it, and they'll push us to the top for other people to see it. And for many of you, I know the Sanchez's as well. Who else has referred someone to Soul Detox this year? Everyone who has watched the channel that has referred someone, their responses have all been blessed. They're totally into it. I know Constance Harmon, she referred probably like 3 people. One is her sister, and her sister has been in complete commitment to me on So Detox. I'm being distracted by my Vanna White, excuse me. And she's so young, she won't know what the term means. But so just thank you. That's all I want to do. I want you to hear it from my mouth. I want you to feel it from my heart. I just appreciate it for this commitment that y'all are making to the commitment that I'm making to y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, what else did I need to do? Drawing, and then we can get started. Let's do the drawing tonight. So far, our winners have been Rashard, Raisha, Lydia Cordova, and Audria. Those have been our 4 winners so far. And tonight, I believe, is this set? Is my right, Ebony, or is it a different set? 1, 2, 3, 4. Rashard got the journal. Raisha got the book. Lydia Cordova got the journal. And Audra got this, right? So tonight's the blue one. Tonight's the blue setup. Ashley, tomorrow's going to be the red, right? Is that the one you wanted, or you wanted the green? So here we go. We've got the next setup. Come on, Peyton. Get to work, Vanna. Come draw this. Pick a name for me. Peyton's going to pick a name. You're going to come in a little bit more and say hi. See, this is where we are. There you go. There you go. Peyton's getting wired up, y'all. She was at the orthodontic today, and it's got spacers in. 2 weeks, she's going to be wired up in her mouth. So, Jason? All right, Jason. And I saw that he was on too. Are you here, Jason? Go, Jason. Jason is new, I think, this year, right? And he gets to go back. This was last year's work, which has a lot to do with this year's work, as you will see. Congratulations, Jason. Can we all thank Jason? Go on, Jason. Congratulations. I want to make sure I have everybody's stuff right. And this was her. And Lydia had this. All right. We thinking, yeah. Congratulations, Jason. Let's hit him up. Let's hit him up. Raisha had a book and Rashard had a journal. Good. I think we got it. All right. Let's talk for a couple minutes. I think we're at a good place to talk and see where we end up tonight. I really hope that there you go, Jason. I see you. Jason Cisco, you won. Make sure we have your address. I think I saw you registered. Where you going? I think we're about to start. I think I saw you registered. So we have your address. We're having some behind the scene challenges today. You just can't get staff like you used to. You know, Cheryl Johnson, I don't know if she's on tonight, but, you know, she remembers Peyton used to do the drawings. Peyton used to run and get things for us. Peyton would help me out. And now she's 12 and it's like other priorities. So let's move into this topic tonight so I can use Peyton as my example and then I can loose her and let her go. Let's talk tonight from chapter 8. We made it to chapter 8. Holla, chapter 8. I really want to be in chapter 10 by Saturday, done on Sunday. And I want to spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the leadership portion of it. And the leadership portion is for all of us. It doesn't matter whether you are a leader or not, because you are. Okay, I'll prove it to you. So let's talk about chapter 8, practical exercises and tools. In our journey toward mastering emotional intelligence, it's essential to put theory into practice. In this chapter, we dive into hands-on exercises, worksheets, journals, and tools designed to improve your emotional intelligence. This would probably be like the last day of the retreat, the wrap up. Can y'all see it? Additionally, we'll explore how tracking your progress can serve as a powerful motivator on your emotional intelligence journey. Hands-on exercises and resources for improving emotional intelligence starts off with emotion recognition practice. Emotion recognition practice. Let's talk about this one for a moment. I think we're on page 184. One of the cornerstones of emotional intelligence is recognizing and understanding emotions, both in yourself and others. And to enhance this skill, we should do some exercises. This is the work that you often hear me say, do the work. Well, how come, Apostle, I'm still going through this? How come, Coach, I'm still feeling like you're not doing the work? You got to do the work. And when I went to take Peyton to the orthodontic this morning, they had me initial here, you know, practically my life. But one of the statements says, failure to, let me read it because it was very important for what we're doing here. I took a picture of the contract. The lady probably thought I was a little wacky, but that was all right. It says, that's the part about the high bill. Here it goes. Non-ideal results. And she said, well, you can take your time and read it. But basically, the only way you will get non-ideal results would be due to you not showing up, due to you not keeping up with your preventative work, and you not doing what's called for you to do at home. That wraps it up for us. The only way in life coaching that you will not have ideal results is if you are not participating in the collaborative process of the changes you want to see in your life. It's a collaborative process. Give me your hand. Let's shake it. That's what this relationship is about. I'm here to serve you, but you have to do the work. So in this exercise, we're talking about choosing a daily interaction with someone, whether in person or via messaging. Before responding, take a moment to identify the emotions expressed by the other person. Consider their tone, facial expressions, and words. Reflect on whether you accurately identified their emotions. Now, we may not be able to get this done tonight. I would like to, but it depends where we are. I'm wondering, do I have 2 volunteers that would like to come on the show tonight and just run this through for us? Just role play this out for us. It could be you and a real person who actually had a conversation today. And what you would do is you would request to get on here live. Ebony will begin to work with you as I keep going with the rest of the people. And then we will bring you in here on the show. And we're going to have you have a interactive conversation and see if we are able to pick up with what your emotions are. And you would honestly say what your emotion is. And I could even give an example topic. So if you're here and if I know you, I'm going to need someone that I know that can follow instructions. So that means first they have to be very good at active listening. Not great, but very good at active listening, because you're not going to take the show left and you're not going to make the show your show. I'm very clear on what God has called me to do. And you are here to be the student. I am the teacher. So if you are going to join us and do this collaboration with us, you're going to need to actively listen and participate to the degree that we are asking you. And we're going to need you to keep ego and personality out. If you think you can do that, let us know and we will pull you in on the show. And I will give you a topic example to just kind of walk through with the other person. If you want to volunteer, but you're a little nervous, let us know and I can talk to you and then we can do this on tomorrow night. But if you're here, if not, then I'm going to grab 2 people on my own. So what happens here is this is someone that you are having, let's just say, a daily interaction with. And you can pretend you're texting them or you're having a in-person conversation with them. And you're just kind of like giving them the rundown. And once you start talking, they're going to begin to pick up on what they're hearing from you emotionally. How are you feeling? This statement, I believe she sounded frustrated here. I believe he sounded angry here. Just something simple like that. Because I want us to get the retreat for how much more powerful this could be if we were in person, especially at a retreat. So this next part, while we are trying to see if anybody wants to volunteer, if not, we'll save it for tomorrow night and I'll grab 2 people to bring to my house and do it. But it won't be anybody who didn't volunteer tonight. It will be somebody that I picked. Let me be clear. So now we're going to move on to number 2, mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation. And this is how it's going to go. Mindfulness meditation helps improve self-awareness and self-regulation. It involves being present in the moment without judgment. Present in the moment without judgment. So here's the exercise. This is how you continue to do mindfulness after we're done this year. You're going to dedicate 10 to 15 minutes each day. If you can start out each week, start out with each month. For February and March, I'm going to do 10 to 15 minutes of mindfulness. And then April, May, and June, I'm going to get it to 10 to 15 minutes a week. July, August, September, October, November, December, I'm going to be doing 10 to 15 minutes a day. Break it down that way. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that time and you're going to focus on breathing. And you're going to bring your attention to the sensations in your body. Then you're going to observe your thoughts and your emotions without judgment. Did y'all hear that? Thoughts and emotions without judgment. You can't say, I shouldn't be thinking like that. I don't know why I'm thinking like that. I shouldn't be feeling this way. I don't know why this is still bothering me. Oh, I can't admit that I'm thinking about this because I should have been over this already. Without judgment. And while you're observing your thoughts without judgment, over time, this practice is going to help enhance not only self-awareness, but also emotional regulation if you're getting overheated in a situation. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to call over my Peyton Nina. Come on over, young lady. You're going to come on that side? Okay. And you don't have to talk or anything. All you have to do is just come here so that they can see you. Are y'all with us? No, I'm actually going to want you to stand. Yep, you got to stand up. You got to get in a little bit more. See, you grew up too much. I liked you when you were little. Okay. Can you kind of look at me? Look at me. Come on. All right. Maybe because you're too tall, I'm going to have you sit. You grew up a little bit, even though you're short. Turn this way. Okay. Pull it. Could you pull it in a little closer to face me? We're going to get it together. Bear with us. Yep. Keep it straight. Pull the side over some more. Yep. You all right? Oh my God. She's laughing already. Come on. They ain't saying anything. All she says was yes. Nobody, come on, just keep it cool. Now, if you can't see yourself on this screen over here, they can't see you. Okay, so you got to make sure that you stay in the screen. So thank you, Karen. This is what we're going to do. We are going to take just 1 to 2 minutes and we're going to do a mindfulness meditation. Can y'all hear me still? I think Ebony's even laughing at Peyton, like poor Peyton. We're going to do a mindfulness meditation. Okay. We're going to do it greater on the weekend when we have more time at night. We'll add in some scripture breathing and all that to it. But right now we're just going to stick with a 1 to 2 minute mindfulness. Let's just say you got out of a heated meeting. Let's just say you got a disturbing phone call. Let's say you just got a text that just threw you into a loop and you're at work and you can't allow that phone call or that text to stress you out. You have to, as we say, man up because we're on the job. We are there because they're paying us. We can't be there and say, oh, I'm in warfare or, oh, I'm having an emotional moment. We are on this job because they paid us. So we have to learn how to shift from the personal issue, how to shift from the stressful text or the argument on the phone, whatever it may be, so that we can get back to our job. So how do we do that when we've just gotten a bad text or into an argument or some disturbing information and we've got to stay at work? So this is what Peyton's going to do. We're going to take 1 to 2 minutes to be mindful. Okay. I know you're nervous. You're all right. Everybody here loves you. That's the good thing about it. Right. Everybody here loves you. So don't feel like you're in school where they're going to judge you and pick on you. Everyone here loves you. Right. And we love the children. Dedicate 1 to 2 minutes to being mindful in meditation. And I want you to, this is what I'm going to give you the heads up, and then I'm going to have you do it and I'll walk you through it. You're going to focus on your breath. You're going to bring your attention to the sensations in your body while you're breathing. And then I'm going to give you permission to observe your thoughts and to track whatever thoughts are going through your minds, and you're going to share those with me. And then I'm going to show you how to go back from those thoughts right back into mindfulness breathing. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. So here we go. All you have to do now is close your eyes. Matter of fact, I might be able to do something else just to help you out a little bit. Nope. I'm not playing no prayer music for you. Let's see. See if this is it. Nope, right over here. Okay, 1 to 2 minutes. You're going to find a quiet and comfortable place. Sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you're right at your desk, at your cubicle. If you can sit or lie down if you're at home. Maybe when you get home after the stressful day. You can close your eyes if you prefer, but it's not always necessary. You have to be in that type of place. So for you, I want you to close your eyes. And now, Peyton, I want you to take a few deep breaths. Do you know what deep breaths are? How does it work? Okay, now give me a few of those. You got to breathe in through your mouth, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, breathe in through your mouth. And then let it out your nose. Give me a few of those. And I need you to try your best to relax. It's all right. Come on. Try your best to relax. Now, I want you to listen to your breathing. I want you to pay attention to your breathing. Pay attention to how your chest is going up and down. Can you hear your breathing? Can you feel your breathing? Is it good? Is it in and out, up and down? Or do you feel anxiety or stress? Pay attention to all of those things. Okay. Now I want you to tell me, are there any sensations in your body that you're feeling? Okay. What about the laughter? That's a sensation. Do you know why you're laughing? Why?
I'm on camera.
Because you're on camera, right? So what does that make you feel like when you're on camera? Nervous. So you're feeling nervous right now. And you're feeling nervous because you're on the camera. Okay, so now go back to your breathing. Listen to your breathing. Pay attention to your breathing. Okay. It's all right. You're going to work right through your nervousness. Watch. Do you hear your breathing? Do you feel it in your chest? Does it feel normal? It doesn't feel like it's hard to breathe. It's not really shallow. No? Okay. As you continue to breathe, I want you to just take for a moment and think on something. Anything you want, think on something. Yeah. Keep focusing on your breathing. Your breathing is actually better. All right. What were you focused on in your thinking?
Diamond.
On Diamond. Why were you thinking on Diamond?
First thing that came to mind.
Do you know why she was the first thing that came to your mind? No. Does she help you at all with your nervousness? Okay. So now you know why she came to your mind. It was the first thought when you're nervous of something to focus on to keep you calm, right? Did you do all your homework tonight? Did you get a good grade for your progress report in math?
No.
No. And how does that make you feel?
Mm, nervous.
Nervous about what?
If I'm able to bring the grade up or not.
Mm-hmm. If you're able to bring the grade up or not. Do you think you're going to be able to bring it up? You do. What are you most nervous about regarding your grade?
Probably the upcoming project.
The upcoming math project? Okay. How is your breathing now when you're talking about this?
Calm.
No, it's not. You think it's calm?
Yeah.
What are you feeling in your body? Because your heart is beating really, really fast. Can you tell that your heart was beating really, really fast? You couldn't tell? Okay. So now I want you to go back to your breathing. Now, when you pay attention to your breathing, what are you paying attention to? What part of it?
The sound.
The sound. Mm-hmm. Now go again and listen to the sound. One more time. Listen to the sound. Okay, now this is what I want you to do. I want you to breathe in your mouth, only your mouth. And then I want you to hold it for a second and then let it out your nose. Now do it one more time for me. In your mouth, out your nose. Now, do you feel your heart beating as fast now? It's not. Absolutely. Good job. Good job. That's it. Were y'all able to witness that? Were you able to witness it? Just like that. She couldn't even tell that the sensations in her body were elevated. She couldn't tell that her heart rate was elevated. As soon as I grabbed something that I know personally with her to talk about, remember in a normal conversation, she would have brought the issue up. Thank you. She would have brought the issue up because we would have been in a normal conversation. Or if it was me, I might not even realize that my blood pressure was elevated. I might not even realize that I was laughing because laughing was actually how she was self-soothing her nerves. Her laughter was a defense mechanism that she turns to when she's nervous. Now, some people may feel if this was a meeting, right? Why are you laughing in a meeting? It's her defense mechanism. It's how she's coping with nervousness. So we have to get around that exterior and recognize when we're working in the steps of empathy with people that there's something behind the facial. It's something behind the physical manifestation that they're dealing with. When it's us as an individual, we have to take the time to say, I don't feel stressed out, but I know this call has had to affect me. Well, maybe I'm just getting better with my EI. Take a moment and be mindful. If you take the time and do mindfulness, you could tell your heartbeat. If I was to have her here for a second one, I would have her put her own hand on her heart so she could feel how fast her heart how fast her heart was beating. Now, I was going to trick her, y'all. I was going to say, are you nervous that your father's going to find out about your progress report grade for math? Because right before I asked her about her grade, I don't know if y'all can pick it up from that side, but she got ready to cry. and she caught herself. And that's when her heart started beating fast. Do you see all of the things, the emotions, the feelings, the thoughts that go into our physical body that we may not even be aware of because it's so automated? It's so automatic. And let's just say you had a patient out there or a client out there, or you had to deal with something and now you got to take the kids to school. All of these things are going on in your body, whether you take the time, as I did with Peyton, to recognize it or not. So mindfulness needs to be done. Even if you're not in a stressful moment, it needs to be done every day because we are such on autopilot. We have no idea what our body is trying to tell us until we end up in a doctor's office, until we end up with anxiety, until we end up with depression, until we end up out spending a little more money, coming home a little less, drinking a little more, eating a little more, indulging in other activities that we normally wouldn't, because we're not taking the time to pay attention to our body. And you will be surprised. And I've been doing this intentionally twice a day this month in January, where I've noticed that my breathing is not right. And again, I caught myself clenching the jaw again. I've never done this in my life, but it's so much stress and pressure right now that this is how my body's responding. If I did not take the time to be mindful, I wouldn't even have an idea I was doing this. So yes, it's great in stressful moments to not just decompress, but to bring you to a level of self-awareness. And what did we say up here? Self-awareness and emotional regulation. We were able to regulate her emotions. But it's also helpful because if we run this motor at 95 miles per hour every single day from the moment we wake up to the moment our feet hit the floor until the time we go to bed, what do you think would happen to a car that we ran every time we got in it from park to drive, from drive to park, 95 miles an hour? It's not having time to come in for oil changes. We're not even checking the tires, never mind changing the tires. And we will take the time to care for our cars, some of us, but will we take time to care for our bodies? So being mindful is actually a check-in with yourself. How are you doing? You know, if you know how to do the blood pressure check randomly, because again, in the back of our mind, things are running all day long. And maybe we didn't have a chance to deal with something from last week. Maybe we didn't have a chance to deal with something from the morning because we had to do A, B, and C. We didn't have time. And we think because we moved on that it's not affecting us. And that's the biggest lie we can ever tell ourselves. So I want to make sure that we continue practicing mindfulness. And I even love, again, nothing to give Apple any credit, but I love how their watches will even tell you what your heart rate is randomly throughout the day. The Apple Watch will tell you to stand up. You've been sitting too long. Like, these are all helpful things that this generation is beginning to care about: their mental well-being, their physical well-being altogether. And there's a lot of us that's over that. Well, I'm going to say 35 because now I'm hearing 35 is old, right? So those that are over the 35 mark, that we were taught to work hard, pay your bills, and be good to your family. And now this generation is like, I ain't working hard. I want a small house. I want to travel. I don't want to have a lot of debt, and I want to be healthy. They're into their health. The greatest majority of clients that I have are clients under 35 because they care for themselves. They're willing to invest in life coaching. Older people are like, ooh, I can't afford that. Not in the budget. Young people will be like, I'll work it out. And they do it. You know why? Because it was the mindset that was put in them early. When our generation, this over 40 crew, it was not part of our generation. So to us, it's like a waste of money. You know, we can do this ourselves. We don't need anyone, just like therapy. We were kind of raised that, we don't need therapy. We can do this ourselves. Black people, we work out our own stuff. I mean, come on, guys, really? You think color makes a difference when we're going through something? You think gender makes a difference when we're going through something? Humanity is humanity. We all bleed. We all have needs. We all grieve. We all have pain. We all have joy. We all have sorrow. We all have hopes and dreams. This is the work that we have to do. And that's all mindfulness is. I don't need to see you like this with your fingers. I don't need you humming. I don't need you to do any of that. I need you to sit at your desk or stand at your desk or get off your bus route or go into another room or close your door for a minute and just breathe. And while you're breathing, say to yourself, Suzanne, how you doing? My breathing feels like I just don't have enough air. I'm breathing faster than I can get the lungs in. That's anxiety. Slow down. Slow down. And this is how we have to deal with ourselves. If you love yourself, you will take the time to do it. And I hate to put it that way because, I don't get paid for teaching you that. But if you love yourself, these are the things that you do that actually manifest because you first love yourself. Just breathe, check yourself, do a check-in with yourself. It's going to sound crazy to say this, but sometimes you need to put a reminder in your phone. Check yourself, check in, self check-in. You can call it a self check-in. You can call it mindfulness moment and have it set at different times of the day. Mondays, I want it at 11. Let's just say Mondays, I want it at 9. Tuesdays, I want it at 11. Wednesdays, I want it after lunch. Thursdays, I want it right before I get in the car to go home. And Fridays, I want it before I pick up the kids or I run the errand or whatever. Have it at different time so you can do a self check-in. How you doing, girl? How you doing, man? It's so important. So that's mindfulness. And I'm interested in doing this emotion recognition practice with someone. So if you didn't tell me yet, I'm interested in a volunteer to come on in the live with me and I can prep you a little bit. I want to give you the real talk, but I can prep you a little bit if you are interested in coming on live with me on tomorrow night. Even on Saturday night, we can do it. It's the weekend. So if we go over 55 minutes or 57 minutes, it won't hurt too much. Yes, Edith Sylvia. I'm thinking of making alarm clocks to check in on myself. 100% you should do that. Absolutely. So emotion recognition practice. And I'm just going to have you and another person dialogue together. I'll give you the dialogue if you want. And the other person is going to pay attention to the cues. They're going to profile. They're going to pay attention to, if you're swallowing more when you're talking, if your head is down, if they're only hearing your voice, if they can pick up emotionally what is going on with you. I see one person on there, Carmen Crespo, Ebony. She said she's willing to volunteer. Chris, is that for volunteering, Chris? Rosalie will volunteer as well. Very good. Awesome. All right, let's go. We can hit one more before the night is over with. We did number 2, the mindfulness meditation. So let's talk about empathy building. Empathy building with a scenario analysis. Empathy is a fundamental component of emotional intelligence. To enhance empathy, this is the exercise. Identify a situation where you had a strong emotional response. So in this situation, if a client didn't have any in the last week or the last 2 weeks, then I would give them one. I would say, this is what I want you to have. And usually I would get it when you first come in my office. I'll say, update me. Personal life, career life, spiritual life, your life. Update me on your life. Any changes, any going ons, any awarenesses. And if they don't have anything to share with me for this model, I will pull something out of the update that they give me when they first come in the office. So they will identify, or either I will give them a situation where they had a strong emotional response. And then they will begin to write a short narrative describing the situation from their perspective. This is what she did to me. This is how they treated me. This is what he did to me. This is why I'm hurt. I'll let them get it all out. Then they have to rewrite the narrative from the perspective of another person, such as a objective view. Write it as if you were looking in, but you have to consider your emotions and your motivations. And then we compare those two versions to enhance your empathetic understanding. Do you see how someone else could see it differently than you? Do you see how someone could respond to the same situation than you? Do you see how someone really might not get what you're saying? And that's practicing empathy. Remember, empathy is walking in someone else's emotional shoes. It's not so much sympathetic. Empathy. You want to understand that you're walking in someone's emotional shoes. Don't worry about it, Eb. All right. Section 2. Are we moving on to section 2? Do we have a couple more minutes? How are we doing? Yes, Pastor D. It is walking in someone else's emotional shoes. And sometimes, when you walk in someone else's emotional shoes, you might think like, well, I'm walking in their shoes, I'm feeling bad for what they have to go through, but I wouldn't respond like that if it was me. I'm just different. I'm not judging them. I'm just saying how I would respond. You're not walking in your shoes. So if you're struggling with empathy, and I know a few of you are, I know for sure a few of you are. If you're struggling walking in someone else's shoes, of emotional shoes, it's because you're not taking the time to think how they might be thinking. Some people, how they think, and you still want to argue with them because you want to force how you think, how you believe, how you see things on them. And that's why you can't have empathy. You've got to get you out of the way. It lightens the load and it changes the perspective of relationship, which will eventually change the relationship. I guarantee it. So we'll talk about this one here now. Worksheets and journals. An emotion journal. We talked about this early on when we started. Keeping an emotion journal helps track and reflect on emotional experiences. That's beautiful, Rosa. Keep an emotion journal keeps track and reflect on your emotion experience. What is the tool? Create an emotion journal where you record daily emotions. Note that the events or situations triggering each emotion is very important. Reflect on how you managed or responded to these emotions and any patterns you notice over time. The self-reflection worksheet. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for enhancing self-awareness. What's the tool? Use a self-reflection worksheet to analyze significant emotional experiences. Ask yourself questions like, what triggered this emotion? How did I respond? What could I have done differently? And let me give you a little sidebar conversation here. I had a client one time that did this with me, and I promise you, it was probably 3 months before they could even think that there was anything they could have done differently. Their mind was made up that how they responded in this situation was the only response left. Their mind was made up. And it took 3 months of living for us to have a conversation in the office and to grab something for them to say, you know what? This is what I could have done differently. But it took 3 months of working with a coach. How long do you think does it take to happen for people who are doing it on their own? There's no defense. There's no prosecution. There's no jury. There's no witnesses. There's no judge. They're doing it all on their own. And everyone's right in their own eyes. Everyone did their best in their own eyes. Everyone's non-judgmental in their own eyes. Self-reflection. And it helps to have a partner to do this with. And again, people, you want to live the best life you can. You want to live the abundant experience while we're on this earth. Why settle for not perfecting yourself by first not even knowing yourself and being in relationships with people who don't even know themselves? And we've got so much trauma hookups, trauma hangouts, and we're all bonding over our traumas, and we don't even have a clue that that's what our bond is. If the trauma never happened, so many of us probably wouldn't even be in some of the groups or circles or relationships that we're in. It's the trauma. Let's talk about number 3, empathy enhancing exercises. Empathy worksheets can help you develop a deeper understanding of others' perspective. Use your empathy worksheets that guide you through exercises such as perspective taking. These worksheets encourage you to explore different viewpoints and emotions, enhancing your empathetic skills. I took a diversity program and I'm going to teach it to my leadership. And it was about diversity and being in the church in this century that we're in. And we have a very diverse way of living now. America has always been the melting pot. You know, we didn't have like one thing here. We've always had multiple cultures. You know, some came by boat with a ticket, some came by boat with chains, but everyone who came from different places. So to be American really means what? Right? We just came from all different places to be in America, the land of the free, Lady Liberty, where other countries, they were raised there. So they have their customs and they have their traditions. And America had to really create all of hers. So how do you stand with your mindset that really is not sure on what is the best way to do anything? Because when a lot of, not all, but it's probably a few different countries that came here, nationalities of origin that came here, they lost a lot of their traditions. And if they did not, then this generation for sure is losing a lot of the traditions and cultures of the I don't want to say denomination, of the nation, if you will, that they've come from. You see a lot of Muslims on TV now, and they don't want the Muslim traditions. They don't want to wear the hijab, and they don't want to, follow the customs. It's old. You see a lot of families raised in Catholic churches, and the families do not even believe anymore. And you see a lot of Christian families that were Christians for generations, and this new generation doesn't want to be Christian. And you see a lot of strong Polish and strong Italians, and the kids don't care about any of those things. So what is it that they're carrying it on? What is it that they're carrying with them? What is it that you value? What are your core beliefs when you're letting everything go that once gave you your identity or a piece of your identity? Are y'all with me? Am I making sense? So that's the emotion journal, the self-reflection worksheet. Let's talk about that one. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for enhancing self-awareness. The tool uses a self-reflection worksheet to analyze significant emotional experiences. Ask yourself questions like, what triggered this emotion? How did I respond? What could I have done differently? And then this part, regular self-reflection to bring you into a level of awareness. Remember, if you are still someone that says, I'm just not an emotional person, don't start studying EI. Study self-awareness. You are very low on the totem pole of self-awareness. If you are someone that says, that's just how our family is, we're not emotional people, you are emotional. Because if you are stonewalling, if you are suppressing emotions, if you are rude, if you are angry, if you are quiet, if you go off into your own space in your own room, that all takes emotion. We are all emotional people. So if day 24 and you're still saying, I'm just not an emotional person and I don't like being in that group because they're so emotional. Oh, women are so emotional. You got it wrong. Not only are you going to start over in February, I want you to start with self-awareness. That's this book. I'll gift it to you. I'll gift it to you. You've got to start with self-awareness. Who are you? What do you believe? What do you stand for? What is it that you really gets your goat, if you will, with that terminology? How do you know if you have a high level of self-awareness or not? We're all emotional. All of us are emotional. And to get rid of it would make us on the line of sociopath, and it would not be God's image. We wouldn't be in his image or his likeness. Chapter 4 of this book. How self-aware are you? What have you done to understand how others perceive you? Do you understand your limitations and then develop them? Try these strategies to develop your self-awareness. Get a journal. Look inside yourself. Now, let me ask you these questions. You can type it on the screen if you want to participate. Look inside yourself. What do you do well? Answer that question. What do you do well? And trust me, I remember for myself, I couldn't even answer this when I started doing this work years and years ago. I didn't even know. I had so much other things going on that I focused on so much of the things that I struggled in or failed in. I wasn't even able to recognize the things that I did well. Someone had to conversate with me to say, oh, I'm good at this. I'm good at that. I'm good at that. But at the top of my mind, I couldn't answer it. It was buried behind a door deep inside. Listen, give advice, teach, help others, encourage, helping others, giving others, cook, encourage people, listen well. What do you do well? Let me ask you another question. Let's just call this a non-technical assessment for self-awareness. What do you like to do? What do you like to do? And I'm going to stretch you and say that it cannot be what you do well, because I need you to think. Come on, Terry Hooks. I see you. Help others. Beautiful. Teach, motivate, encourage. Beautiful, Thomasina. What do you like to do? Ooh, Candace, I like that. I used to do that. I want to get back to that. I really, really do. I miss the things I did when I had time. So now this year, I am determined to make time so that I can get back to doing the things I enjoy instead of all the things that I just have to do. Let me ask you a third question. What do you not like to do? What do you not like to do? Thomasina, I would love to take those nature walks with you. Maybe 1 year. Or you'll be like Crystal. Instead of taking me to dinner, you send me the money to go to dinner because you don't want to go with me. Not helping others. Waste time. Grocery shopping. Sometimes cook. All right. Can I ask you another one? Number 4. What do you repeat regularly because it works? Or what do you repeat regularly that doesn't work? So let me answer. Let's deal with number 2. Since we're not in an official session, you and I, let's deal with number 2. What do you repeat regularly that is not working? Yeah, we going there, Pastor D. Yes, yes, and yes. Thank you, Ebony. What do you repeat regularly that is not working? Procrastinate, self-criticism, my job, aggression, family, planning too much. Ooh, I'm proud of y'all. Regularly, I repeat showing up to work. Procrastinating. Ebony, we need to do one on procrastination and we need to do one on time management. This is a common theme that's showing up. Yeah, you are right, sir. I see you, Damien. All procrastination and being late. That's all these that are coming up on the screen now. And one overthinker. All right, let me ask you another one. I'm not going to do the whole assessment, but let's go there since we're talking about why we need to do this work, right? How do you describe yourself? How do you describe yourself? Put that in the comments. How do you describe yourself? If you have the red book and you want to just look at where we're at tonight or tomorrow, I'm on page 27. How do you describe yourself? Got a couple minutes left. I wish I had a married couple to do this role play with tomorrow. Complex but humorous. All right, who said that? That was cool. Okay, pretty good. If we were in a retreat, though, I'd want more than you, just one word. But thank you for the one words because we're on here tonight. And I'm going to skip all the rest. And I'm going to ask you this one last question. Whew, these are good. If you could see a pattern in your life, what would it be? If you could see a pattern in your life, what is that pattern? In all of this work that you guys are doing right now, honesty and clarity are key. You need to be honest with yourself, and others need to trust that you will accept their information in the spirit in which it is intended. Answering these questions, you are asking to build your self-awareness and develop steps to make you a better person and a better leader. At the end of your personal assessment, you will want to take time to see where opposites or similarities lie in responses. This is what we would do at a retreat. Use this information to create a personal development plan for yourself. A personal development plan can be built as a goal sheet with clear action points that will help improve the skills you would like to develop. Revisiting this plan quarterly to note your progress and make adjustments will help you reach your goals. Try hiring a coach. Pun intended, for a year or more and watch the growth increase in quality and speed. When you discover things that are great about yourself, you need to take action to leverage those strengths so they help build you, develop the areas in you into stronger components of your person and leadership. Not easy, but a very valuable exercise. There's many more questions there. So if you wanted something to start working on for 2024, you can start on page 27. It finishes over on page 28 and make this your progress report. Answer these questions in the areas where you think that you're not doing well in. Start setting goals and patterns. Thank you, Pastor D. That's all right, Florence. You don't have to mention them as long as you know what they are. All right, our time is up. Are y'all blessed for tonight? Tomorrow we'll do that role play, I believe. Continue filling in your journals. We haven't done much journal check-ins, but don't worry. When I come on during the year, weekly, prayerfully, we will make sure we bring those journals on and we'll get that journal work done. And yeah, we're in a good place. We're in a good place because chapter 9. So we'll be in chapter 9 on Saturday. And that's when I want to start chapter 10 by Sunday, Saturday. We'll knock it out. We're right on task, right on target. All right, we're going home. We're going to have one more giveaway tomorrow. And I don't even know which ones we're at now. I think it's the red book now. Might be the red book. Because the blue and the green have already gone out. Matter of fact, so if your name is drawn, you can be in the drawing to receive this one. And we'll keep the drawings going until the end. We've got some t-shirts coming up, so get excited about some t-shirts. And outside of that, I think we are good. I see many of you are making an appointment with your coaches and having your sessions. I'll be checking in with the coaches. So I'll be happy to hear that those are successful. And I pray that you guys continue to work with them throughout the year. I can sit in on some of the sessions and listen in. I can supervise. I can advise. But I think they're going well. And actually, Ebony, do we have a survey for those who have coaches? I'd like to get a survey out to them. I'd like to hear Pastor D says t-shirt. Woo! Pastor D, you and I, right? But I'd like to get a survey out to all those who had coaches so we can see how they're doing. All right, guys, my time is up. Grace and peace. I love you. See you tomorrow night. Same time, same station. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Good night.